just say hello to everybody as they're coming in. So we've got Sandra. Hi, Sandra. It's good to see you. We've got Gwen, Lisa, Ken Sonnen. So good to see you. Jeff, Russell, Bethany. Now you've got audio. Sheila, great to have you here online. What else do we have? Christy, Craig, Elizabeth, Anthony, Sari, Andy, Sandra, Gabby, Paul, Bridie, Bella, Mary, Hunter, Wendy, Stacy, Larry, and they're just still coming in. So let me go ahead and spend like just another minute, and then we'll go ahead and get started. But if I'm just curious where you're coming in from. That was the first question I asked. I guess there was no audio coming in. For those of you who are just stepping in right now, in just about 60 more seconds, we're going to begin the online webinar, and I'm going to be going over my fat loss strategy, how I'm going to use, what I'm going to use, how I'm going to use it, and apply it to my own body transformation. And I'm also going to talk about the details for the, I'm opening up the doors to a membership program that's going to go along with my transformation. So as I'm going through this transformation, I'm going to give a lot of you a very intimate and exclusive opportunity to look over my shoulder as I'm doing my own body transformation. So you're going to see me get leaner and leaner, and you're going to see me get more muscular. But the big question is, how do you actually do it? I get asked that a lot. Now, for the most part, when I teach my content, I teach people the strategies that I want them to do, but they're always curious about what I personally eat, what my personal workouts look like when I'm getting very, very serious and not messing around with my body transformation. They don't want to know what I want them to do. They want to know what I'm doing. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. I am going to create a really cool membership follow along series with that. And everybody who's on this webinar right now is going to get, you're going to get the very first details of it. Nobody else is going to get the details before all of you. And if it's something you want to do, I'm going to give you an amazing, just really good price based on a survey that I did asking how much would something be worth to you. So you just have to stick around to the very end, and I'll go over that. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Thomas Tadlock. I have a master's degree in exercise science, about 8 to 10 national fitness certifications. What got me on the map, what put me on the map was I went from being a software engineer to a personal trainer. And in a very short period of time, I went from a completely unknown personal trainer to a master trainer who has developed the weight loss programs for the fitness equipment company behind the show The Biggest Loser. I went to create, at the time, the single largest indoor fitness boot camp in all of Orange County, California, with over 1,500 members and 6 different locations. And I also ended up working with a lot of celebrity clients. These are folks that were recording artists and professional models and some professional athletes. And the reason that they hired me was because I developed this reputation for being able to produce some really, really fast results in a short period of time. People that wanted to learn how to lose a lot of body fat, I was able to literally crush the results that any of the trainers that they've ever worked with in their past experience has ever been able to achieve for them. And same with muscle building. We've been able to create muscle building results just faster than any of my clients have been able to experience themselves with other trainers that they ever worked with. And before long, I kind of discovered the vegan diet, and I experimented with that. And that's kind of like been my story, is I've just used my computer science background and my way of thinking and approaching problems and applied that to fitness and biology. And that was really unique, because that's actually not the type of, like a computer scientist thinking is not the type of thinking that goes into fitness and health and wellness. This is why when I was going through, and I eventually got a master's degree in exercise science and all these different fitness certifications, because I was trying to search for answers to how to literally change the human body the same way that I could change computer code and affect the result. And what was frustrating for me was that none of the professors in any of my training certification programs or in graduate school, none of them could explain to me some really obvious questions that I don't think enough people ask enough. Is why is it that when you teach me like an algorithm or a formula that the results are all over the map. And why is it that I could put the same two people on the same program? Let's say we've got two people that look the same, that are the same age, that seem to be in the same level of fitness, and they have the same exact fat loss goals. Let's say they want to lose like 20 pounds. Why is it that if I put both of them on the same exact diet, which all the personal training certification programs and the nutrition courses I took technically would have put them on the exact same program, both nutrition and workout. And when I put them on the same program, I sometimes and very often get completely different results. I mean, so different that maybe one person would lose some weight and sometimes the other person would gain some weight. What the hell is that all about? I need to find an explanation to that. And I thought the obvious answer was just ask my professors. And none of my professors could give me a straight answer. And it was frustrating as hell, because if you can't give a definitive, concrete answer to a computer scientist and a mathematician, it drives us nuts. Like, you have to understand, my entire computer science training experience is it's all based in mathematics, and mathematics is based in mathematical proofs. So you should be able to prove anything. But now I enter the world of fitness and you can't prove jack. Nothing works the same. Nothing seems to work right, and nobody has an explanation for it. So that got me really frustrated. So instead I said, screw it. So I spent over a decade developing programs myself that I could explain, and I could get repeatable, duplicatable results over and over and over and over again with every client that I work with. So what I'm going to go over today is my whole refinement and culmination of all of the experience that I've had going through and helping people not only transform their bodies, but also helping myself transform every single time I would create a new program. So let's go ahead and jump into that content right now, and let's get started. So let me switch this around so I can share my screen so you can get a little bit more about what I'm talking about here. Let's see if you can see this okay. And yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, okay, so let's see, let's go back. So let me show you what I started doing. So the first thing, what it boils down to is I've got to do these transformations in a way where I test them on myself. And so here, let me just show you some pictures. So I started doing these experiments on building muscle and losing body fat. So taking everything that I've ever learned and putting it to the test, and then testing it and testing it and testing it until I get some really good, reliable results that I could implement on clients all over the place. So here I am. This was a muscle building experiment that I did many years ago. This is before I was even vegan. I just wanted to see, I wanted to crack the code on how does a person who can never seem to build muscle, how can I get a person like myself? And that was, my genetics made it really hard for me to build muscle, so they said. And then finally, I figured out a way to brute force this muscle building thing and got really, really big. So the picture on the left, believe it or not, that's the after picture of my muscle building attempt. Now, the picture on the right is when I said, okay, I'm 217 pounds in this picture, and I can't stand how much food it takes for me to maintain that. I can't stand it. It's time to get ripped. And so I went from this picture right here and this picture right here to the picture just to the right of them, right here and here. I did that in 12 weeks. So I got myself nice and ripped, nice and shredded, got my six-pack back, and I was able to unveil all the muscles underneath. And then I tried another experiment. So I did it on a vegan diet. So here I am on the left, this is my before, and here I am on the right, this is my after. So I was able to build a lot of muscle. And this time, I went from here to here in a pretty short period of time. This only took 48 days to go from here to there. Pretty cool progress, right? Then here's another experiment that I did. I wanted to see how freaking ripped I could get. This is purely fat loss. That's what we're going to be going over today. This picture on the left was my before picture, and this is my picture on the right, my after picture 28 days later, just 28 days. The picture on the left is a little hard. It looks like my abs are washed out a little bit just from the camera lighting. Let me see if I got another picture where you can see some more. Okay, here we go. Here's a little better. This is the same exact transformation, just a different pose. So here it is, just you can see the evolution going from day 1 all the way to day 29. So 28 total days of effort to go from here to here. And that's just how fast can you go from just being lean to getting a full-blown six-pack with a whole lot of definition. And here I am doing a different transformation, doing it again. You can see the difference right over there. This is 100% on a vegan diet, going from, fat chubby to having a six-pack. And I did it another time. Here's another one I did many years ago. You can see the difference there. Boom, no definition. I've got a lot of definition. All my muscles are kind of popping out a little bit. So these are the type of results that most people that I know are going for. So if these are the type of results you're going for, then definitely stick around, because I'm going to go over the fat loss portion of this. Let me show you what I've been able to do for other clients. So, I want to give you some examples of when I say I work with celebrity clients and things like that, this is what I mean. So, I mean, these folks right here, both of these were my clients. The sad part is I don't really have before pictures for either of these two. She always looked very, very, she had a great body, and we just took it to a whole nother level to get her cover model hot. Same with this gentleman right here. He looked just like your average kind of 10 years after high school sports, fit. But he wasn't super ripped, and he didn't have a six-pack. And so we worked together for about 6 months, and we got him so ripped it landed him on several magazine covers. That's him right here, Mark. Yeah, we got him in this kind of shape in just about 6 months. Using the same strategies, I'm going to actually go through myself to get myself in shape. And the transformations, like I said, I mean, I made a name for myself doing this because they were really dramatic. Here's a transformation that we did with a client that made it in the local newspaper. And yeah, I mean, those were the pants that she was like fitting in the day that we started. And then this is just 28 days of progress afterwards. So again, it was put in the local newspaper. Here's my ad that they so coolly ran right next to the article. Well, you get the idea. So when I do this, I'm a professional speaker now. I don't do one-on-one training so much anymore. I go around the country and I train thousands of people on how to have more success in their life. My whole family, we've been in magazines, and we've been featured on the front cover of Vegan Health and Fitness. This is when I used to run this is when I used to run my boot camp. It was mostly calisthenic type of exercises that we did. And I'm also the host of the Vegan Body Revolution show. So a lot of you are fans of that show. I thank you so much for being here. And that's it. So let's go and dive in. This is not going to be the typical webinar that we do with just slides. I'm going to keep this really real. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to just ask all the questions that you want, and I want to answer them for you. But let me go ahead and go over the strategy with you. We're going to use something that I've done a training on. Some of you have seen. It's called the zigzag diet. And what that is, it's a zigzag diet. It's a zigzag workout strategy. The idea is we're going to separate the days out into two types of days. We're going to do what's called a muscle building day, and we're going to do what's called a fat loss day. And I'm going to do them throughout the week. So the idea is we're going to lose as much fat as possible on the fat loss days. We're going to build as much muscle as possible on the muscle building days. So over the course of a week or a couple weeks, we're going to see a net loss in body fat and a net gain in muscle. And we're just going to keep that going until I achieve the physique that I want. And then once I achieve that physique, we're just going to stay there. I'm just going to maintain that. So this webinar is going to be talking about the fat loss aspect of it. The next webinar, we're going to have that tomorrow, same time, it's going to be, you're going to have to register for that as well, but it's the same time. And I'll go over all the muscle building strategies I'm going to use. And then I might do a third webinar that talks about how I'm going to maintain that with as little effort and energy as possible. Because I don't know about you, but I'm a no drama type of guy. I want things simple. I don't want to have to like count a whole bunch of crap. I'm not doing like macro stuff. I've been able to get better and faster results than any of my personal training friends that I know doing their best. I've been able to get faster and better results, not counting a single calorie, not worrying about measuring any grams of protein, and eating only 3 meals a day, and then just exercising and just keeping it super simple. A lot of trainers I know that you have to do like 1,000 different exercises. No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it manageable, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm a busy guy now. I've recently homeschooled my kids. I'm spending all day long with my children. So I just don't have all the time in the world to go to the gym and deal with meal prep and all that stuff. So speaking of meal prep, I'm going to keep it primarily in the form of smoothies, because smoothies are easy, they're quick, and you can slam them down. And that way it minimizes my need to ever have to make food. It doesn't mean you don't have to do food. I'm just going to be using smoothies as a convenient way to consume the food that I'm going to use to drop a lot of body fat. So let's go ahead and go over some of these strategies so you understand how it works. So in the zigzag diet, what we're kind of looking to do is this. Let me go ahead and blow this up so you can see it more clearly. The idea with the zigzag diet is this: I'm going to focus on fat loss big time. And during that time, if I end up losing any muscle as a result of that, that typically doesn't happen much, but just in case I end up accidentally eating a little bit too little food, I may suffer a little muscle mass. That's okay, and it's also expected. But what I'm going to do is once I do a couple fat loss days, I'm going to switch into muscle building, and I'm going to spend a couple days, maybe even a week, just building as much muscle as I possibly can. That'll make up for any muscle that I lost. Now, during that muscle building phase, I'm going to eat for muscle gain, so that means my eating is going to be greater, and I'm also going to gain probably a little bit of fat. That's just going to happen as a result of eating a lot more food than I need, but I'm building tissue. That's why I need that extra food. But when you look at what this, when you do both over the course of a week or a couple, you're going to see that whatever muscle you gained is going to be greater than any muscle that you lost on the fat loss. And then whatever fat that you gained is going to be way less than whatever fat you lost during the fat loss. So that's how we're going to get that net loss in body fat and that net gain in muscle. So the way we're going to do this, how we're going to design these smoothies is this. For those of you who are, if you're in Smoothie Shred right now, let me go over how we're going to modify the smoothies so you can see if this is something that you can do, if it's something you want to be a part of. But I'm going to pull up a web browser here. Let me pull up another website. Hopefully you can see this. Can you do me a big favor and let me know? Can you see me typing in the website address for Smoothie Shred? Just let me know. I want to make sure that you can see that. Just type it into the chat box. It's small, but okay, it's way small. Okay, can you also let me know this? If I go full screen on this, let me see if I can manipulate it here. Let's do screen share, and I'm gonna blow it up. I'm gonna try to blow it up. Hold on. Did that work? Okay, cool. Let's go back here. Okay, great. Okay, cool. So when you go to smoothieshred.com, let me see if I can open this up a little bit bigger like that. You go to smoothie recipes, and let's take my daily drinker, because that's the primary one that I do. When I'm focusing hardcore, like crazy hardcore on losing body fat, I can use this formula exactly the way it is. But if I want to force multiply and get even better results, I'm going to increase this 75% greens to 90%. And so the rest of it is going to be, which is fruit, I'm only going to make it 10% fruit. Don't even worry about the reasons behind why that is. I'm just going to tell you right now, this is all you really need to know. I just get better and faster fat loss when I go 90% greens and 10% fruit. Some of the reasons are going to be because I'm getting a much better type of fiber going through my body that's coming from like the raw kale. And I'm also getting far more nutrients coming from these greens versus the fruit. So I'm going to reduce the fruit. I'm going to increase the nutrients that raise my metabolism. And every time I do that, I get better results. Now, the upside is I get far better fat loss. The downside is the smoothies just don't taste quite as good, but I'm okay with that because I'm not going to do that every single day. That's just for my fat loss days. So I might do that hardcore, and I can just go through any of these smoothies, and you can take any smoothie recipe you have and just increase this to 90% and then keep this at 10%. And that's pretty much all you got to do. Now, there's also a part in here that says toss in a handful of flax seeds. I'm going to be jumping that up to about 2 handfuls of flax seeds. More omega-3s, I've tested this, and I'm not going to go over the science behind that. It's just, it doesn't even matter. It's just every time I increase the omega-3s, I get faster fat loss, not just for myself, but also my clients as well. So that's it. Okay, hey, can you do me a favor right now? I'm just going to go ahead and stop right there. Were you able to clearly see my whole screen, and did it come out clear? Was it big enough? Okay, cool. Thanks, Edwin. I appreciate that. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Gloria. Appreciate all of that. So that's going to be the first step. So that's the first step to Saturday. We're going to increase the smoothie so that the greens are now 90%. We're going to double up the flax seeds, and then the fruit is just for the flavor. So when I do the fruit for the flavor, I'm probably going to choose a lot of like just the sweetest, ripest bananas I possibly can. And I'm going to drink a lot of those smoothies. So that's going to be another part of the strategy too. I'm going to aim to do about a gallon of that smoothie a day. So that's kind of, if you decide to follow and do exactly what I do, you're going to get pretty much the same results, but you don't have to. Even if you do half of what I do, then you're going to get great results as well, because everything we're doing is just amping the fat loss aspect of this, right? Now for my food, what am I going to be eating? All right, so check this out. If I'm doing a gallon of smoothie a day, I already know right at the beginning, my brain is right now being trained to be addicted to a lot of the foods that we've been eating. So I just gave a talk, and so did Brooke, at this vegan food festival here, in Scottsdale. We're in Vegas right now, and we just got here from Arizona. We just gave a talk. Man, Scottsdale, Arizona has some of the best vegan food that I've ever had anywhere in the country. Holy cow. I went to this place called New Green Vegetarian, and then we went to the Loving Hut over there. Holy cow. Their food was fantastic, but everything we ate was just junk food. It was vegan junk food. And Brooke and I have been eating a lot of vegan junk food for many, many months now. So there's a part of me that's addicted to that. So once I go full bore with the greens, well, guess what? If I haven't had any sort of vegan junk food during the day, there's going to be a part of my brain that's going to eventually say, all right, I need to get my fix of junk food. Let's go. Give me some junk food, or else I'm going to tear up this fridge. You know what I'm talking about, right, Dalzenia? Now, the way I'm going to beat that is going to be with that giant gallon of smoothie, because I'm going to be flooding my body with so much omega-3s. Again, 2 handfuls is what I'm going to be doing every day, and I'm going to be loaded with all the greens. So I physically am not going to have that much room left in my stomach. Now, when I'm eating my meals, I'm going to be sharing with you guys whatever recipe I make of anything. I'm going to be sharing that with you guys if you join my membership. And I'm going to show you my meals. I'm going to put those down. So my fast metabolism meals, my smoothies and the meals I make, those come first. That means whenever I'm hungry, I have to eat one of those meals first. And if I'm still hungry after that, I am not going to do the dramatic emotional mind battle of trying to resist not eating the foods that I'm addicted to. So for example, if Brooke, if she decides to keep the vegan chocolate chips in the freezer, I'm probably going to go get them. I will. But I'm going to design a rule so that no matter what, I'm still going to get my nutrition in. So if I do eat those chocolate chips, it's going to have a very, very low impact on me in a lot of different ways. Okay, so, and you'll see how I do it, because I'm going to eat some stuff that like you would never typically see on a fat loss diet. And it's not because there's any weird strategy around it, other than it's kind of like me tapering off instead of going like cold turkey or cold tofurkey, right? I think that when people go cold tofurkey, they set themselves up for like some serious disaster, because it's like, you just remove the crack from a crack addict and they're going to come back at it 10 times harder. It's hard to do that with food, because food is just too addictive, right? So the best thing to do is give yourself a little bit, but get yourself set up so that your body really fights it. And that's going to be from all the good fat loss foods. And then we're going to do some pretty sick, heavy workouts every single day, intense workouts every single day. Okay, cool. Let's go over the, actually, before we get into the workout strategies, I'm going to answer, anybody have any questions about anything I just went over? I'm going to go ahead, let me blow up my screen here a little bit. Anybody have any questions about any of the stuff that I just went over for the nutrition strategy? Dana, thank you. Russell, thank you. Edwin, you don't seem to have any fat. Still confused on fat loss. Edwin, man, I do have fat, and you'll see. It's like, if you took a picture of me right now, you wouldn't see much of a 6-pack. So when I start losing body fat, you're gonna start seeing all that get ripped up, and then when you see me without my shirt on, it's like you're not seeing the definition in between my shoulders and my other muscles and stuff like that. You're gonna see all that just cut in. And I love that really lean, really ripped look. All right, so the question is, any idea other than a cold smoothie when it is so cold? Well, check it out. So what makes my smoothies cold is all the frozen fruit that I put in it. And if I don't put frozen fruit in it, believe it or not, the smoothie comes out a little bit on the lukewarm side. So hopefully that answers your question. What is your favorite vegan junk food? I'll tell you right now, I just had the Big Whack burger at New Green Vegetarian. I've got a love affair with that burger right now. You know, that was one of the best things that I've ever tasted, period. Will you post a daily, weekly shopping list? Hey, Lisa, I can. I totally can. How about this? Instead of a list, because I can't tell you what to shop for. That's not what I'm going to be doing. You're going to look over my shoulder, and then you can ask me all the questions about what I'm doing and how to apply it to yourself, but you're going to see exactly how I apply it. So what I'll do is whenever I go to Costco, I'll take a picture of everything that I just stuck in my Costco basket, and then I'll post that up and then answer any questions about that, do explainers on that. I'll answer anything that you need to know about that. And if you want to ask me about, okay, how can I do that for myself? I'll be happy to do that with you if that works out. If that works, I think that'll work great for everybody. Okay, am I doing any intermittent fasting? Russell, probably not, but if it happens, it'll be maybe on accident, not necessarily on purpose. I've gotten amazing results doing intermittent fasting, and I've gotten the same exact results not doing intermittent fasting. So really what it boils down to is I'm going to eat. Check this out. Tell me if you like this. If you're a no drama person like me, I'm going to eat when I feel like it. That's right. I've been able to get super ripped eating when I feel like it. And that includes waiting until like noon to be able to eat a meal. And that also includes like eating a meal at midnight and then going right to bed, right? All the so-called rules that everybody says you're not supposed to break, I'm breaking them. I've been breaking them for over 15 years. So all I care about at the end of the day are freaking results. I don't care about theory. I don't care about someone else's hypothesis. I've been getting results for tens of thousands for years. And that's all that's all that matters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you what I do, right? I know what works. I've been doing it for so long. All right, excellent. Let's see what else we got. Grocery lists are cool. Yeah, shopping lists are cool. So again, I'm just going to take a picture of what I just bought and then right there, right? There's just no question about what it is that I'm putting in my grocery cart. Okay, can we replace flax seeds with chia? Yeah, absolutely. You'll see me eat chia seeds. In fact, I got a chia seed pudding recipe that I'll sometimes eat at nighttime. It's just really good. And sometimes I'll eat it during the day or whenever I feel like it. All right, Lauren, I love the idea of eating when I'm hungry. In the morning, I sometimes don't like to eat. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. There's two reasons why I don't like to eat in the morning. Number one, I'm just too darn lazy to want to even do anything. I don't even want to make food in the morning. I don't want to get up and the first thing I had to do is just make food or blender. I like to just fart around and just kind of wake up. But now with my kids homeschooling, it's like, see, Brooke and I, we sleep in bed till around like 8:30 or so. And it's not because we set an alarm or that's part of our schedule. It's because Brooke and I get up when the screaming between our two kids, because remember, they homeschool now. So they're up, I don't care what time we put them in bed, they're up at 6:30 in the morning. And then they're good until around 8 o'clock in the morning, and then they start to turn on each other. And when the screaming is loud enough, then that's when Brooke and I get up out of bed. And we don't have time to make, we're usually like, resolving a fight and a dispute and all that stuff. Anyway, you don't have to eat right away. We're going to give you some pretty kick-ass strategies. Well, you're going to see what I'm doing. You're going to see how I get around. Now, the cool thing about this is, as far as eating goes, I promise you, I'm going to basically conquer just about every eating issue that you may run into, because I'm thinking about doing this, and you tell me if you like this idea. I'm thinking about literally starting February 1st. I'm in the middle of traveling right now. I'm in Las Vegas. I'm about to head right to Texas, and we're going to do some stuff over there. And then immediately from Texas, we're going to jump on a cruise ship and go cruise for a little bit in the Caribbean and then come back. And then I'm flying all over the country, speaking and talking and stuff. You're going to see exactly how do I pull it off? How do I continue to get my exercise in and continue to eat using the fat loss strategies, the muscle building strategies. Well, I've got all of that going on, and I'm running like 5 different businesses, and I'm a full-time daddy. How do I pull all of that off? You're going to see firsthand. So I'm not going to give you tips. You're just going to see exactly what I do, right? All right. So let's see what else. Let's go ahead and we got someone representing Houston. Love Houston. How much sleep do I actually get? On average, if I were to count the hours, I don't know. Sometimes it's a range. So let me not do an average because I don't know what my average is, but sometimes it's as little as 5 hours. And then sometimes it's like 10 hours. Yeah, it's kind of different every single day. All right, let's do fat loss exercise. You guys ready for that? again, I'm not gonna, I'll pull up whatever I can do because I just want to keep this informal. The fat loss exercise, I'm not messing around. So the first part of this is, as I'm getting myself into shape, it's going to be just some easy kind of integrated into my day type of stuff. So calisthenics. So I'm going to do some push-ups. I'm going to do maybe some lunges. I might do some high intensity interval cardio, or I might just start by doing just regular steady state cardio to ease myself into it. So when you do fat loss, if you're already in shape, you can go full bore. You can do all the high intensity interval training. You can do the crazy boot camp workouts right out the gate, no problem. But me, I haven't worked out in months. Like seriously, months. I joined a gym in my local community, this really nice recreation center, probably like 4 months ago. I think I made 4 payments on that so far. I've actually worked out in it one time in 4 months. Okay, so I'm out of shape, and my heart is not in good shape. My endurance is not in good shape. My strength is on the low side. So I'm going to ease into it, and you're going to watch exactly what I do, and you're going to see how quickly I can get results with what I'm doing. A lot of the stuff is going to be calisthenic work. A lot of the stuff is going to be little strategies that I'm going to use just throughout the day. Like when I'm standing in line, I'm going to stand as much as I can. I'm going to stand on one leg. And I'll do a full explainer video on how that's going to help me burn an extra 200 to 300 calories throughout the course of the day. When I'm sitting down, I'm going to sit either in some unstable environment. And again, I'll do an explainer on that, but that's going to help me burn an extra 300 calories over the course of the day. I'm going to also do a couple other strategies just integrated into my daily life that's going to add another like 100 to 300 calories burned per day. So at the end of the day, I'm going to get an extra like 900 calories of burn in before I've even gone to the gym. Okay, that's some like next level ninja hacker stuff right there. And I teach my clients this, and that's one of the reasons why they also get in really good shape. It's not just the workout, right? I mean, I hope you agree. When you were a lot younger, it was a lot easier to be thinner because think about it. Besides the time in school, you were up running around all the time. You probably don't do that anymore, right? So like going to the gym for just 1 hour is usually not going to be enough to cut it. So we got to add in a few other tactics to try to make your day more active, but do it in a way that doesn't to keep you from like your daily work and activities. Make sense? All right. So let's go ahead and do this, because right now I got one of my mentoring clients. I got a one-on-one training client right now that I'm helping him. He's a very successful businessman. He's got like 3 to 5 different businesses of his own. Very similar situation. And I haven't even talked to him about going to the gym yet. I said, keep everything the same. I'm gonna focus on just getting your smoothies in, some eating strategies, and I'm gonna have you do some stuff at the office during your workday. And he's already dropped 2 full pounds in less than 10 days, just doing nothing but the ninja tactics that I talked about right there. So, but I'm going to show you everything I do because I'm going to do both. I'm going to be doing gym workouts and I'm going to be doing these ninja tactics. You like that so far? Okay, Megan, is that vodka? No, it's not vodka. It's just water. I'm not a vodka drinker. But Brooke is. Brooke loves her martinis, and me, I can taste that stuff. It's I don't know if it's the right term, but she calls them, she says they're girly drinks. I like that stuff. There's nothing wrong with girly drinks, right? Okay. Let's, we were talking about, no, it's not alkaline water. It's just water. Just like this came straight out of the sink. All right. Let's talk about gym workouts. What gym workout strategy are we going to use? When I'm at the gym, when I finally get to the shape that I want, I mean, this will probably take a week, and then boom, I'm already in it. I'm going to be utilizing resistance training in a big way. I'm going to be utilizing circuit training, so I'm going to be doing circuit style workouts. I'm going to be doing workouts that when I'm under resistance for a very specific amount of time, and I'm going to be doing workouts that are very full body. They're going to engage the greatest amount of muscle tissue possible. The reason is when you're trying to lose fat, and you got to burn as much calories as you possibly can. And so calorie burn happens when it's really directly proportional to how much muscle are you engaging at the same time. And if you do bodybuilding type of workouts where it's just one muscle or muscle group at a time, you're not burning as many calories. So I'm going to go over. I'm going to you're going to have every single workout that I do. I'm gonna have it either written out, most likely written out for you, or I'll just film an explainer video going through all the workouts, and then you'll have all the resources for how to find. And there's nothing I'm going to be doing that's like that you can't, like if I give you a name of an exercise and you're like, and you've never heard of that exercise, I'll tell you exactly. I mean, you let me know that you don't know what it is, and I will give you the keywords to type in, and you'll be able to find it. If I don't film the exercise and do a tutorial myself for it, I mean, you'll be able to find 1,000 different videos that teach you how to do the same exercise. There's nothing that I'm going to be doing that's crazy or something that's incapable of like what the average person can do. Okay, it's just the reason my program works and why it's going to work so well and why it just beats most people's programs is it comes from the strategy. It's not the individual exercises. It's just understanding what's really happening on the inside and knowing how to make any exercise create that effect or response. And the response that we're looking for is huge amounts of calorie burn, so that equates to huge amounts of fat loss. The nutritional strategy that we're going to use is going to be eliminate as much of the fat adding stuff as humanly possible and eat as much of the metabolism raising fat burning stuff as we possibly can. That's it in a nutshell. Okay, Sandra asks, are you working out every day or only a few days a week? My intention is I want to get to the point where I can work out every single day, but most likely not. I'll probably only work out about 5 days out of the week. I'll have some days where I'll do a full 7, and then there'll be other weeks where I'll probably only get 3 real workouts in. But you'll see, it's going to be just, I'm going to be having stuff integrated into my daily life, into my work life. So what you consider a workout, I'm assuming means, are you going to go to the gym or the health club and work out? I am, but almost on a daily basis, you're going to see me doing some integrated stuff that burns a whole lot of extra calories. And then, of course, when we switch into muscle building, I'm not going to do as much of that stuff because my focus is going to be on muscle building and building tissue. I'll go over that on tomorrow's webinar for those of you who get on it. I'll email you out a link to that. Everybody registered on this webinar. But let me go ahead. If you guys really like what this sounds like, let me go ahead and share this offer with you. I'm going to use an interface right now on the webinar, and if you guys can see it, great. If you can't, I'll show you exactly where to go ahead and get yourself enrolled. So here's the price. We talked about this, right? I asked a while ago, I said, how much would it be worth for you to literally look over my shoulder, get every single workout that I do, every single meal that I eat, explainers on everything that I'm doing, so you understand why what I'm doing works, or what my logic and rationale is, and then give you support, put you into a private Facebook group. So I made a decision. We're not going to do it inside the Smoothie Shred group. I just haven't figured out a way to kind of separate it out. So we'll do another group. I haven't even decided quite yet if it's going to be on Facebook, because I know there's quite a few of you that aren't on Facebook and have no desire to be on Facebook, so no problem. There's a chance I'll figure out a way around that, most likely get a little forum plug-in that I can put directly in. I'm most likely going to also create a little like makeshift membership site, which is off of Facebook, so that you can go to it, and then I'll any content that I create that, like in the form of like a very formal type of video, I'll plop into that little membership site, so you just have easy access to all of that cool content. And then we'll use the Facebook page as a place to get support, and we'll use the forum as another place for you to get that support that you want. So that's going to be it. Now, somebody's asking, what's the duration of the program approximately? Well, I'm definitely going to be doing it for 8 weeks. Hands down, definitely doing it for 8 weeks. There's a good chance. Here's what my intent is. I'm probably not going to stop from the sense of helping you guys and coaching you guys, so you can keep going on this, because phase 1 is transforming, and then phase 2 is maintaining. That's it. I think my transformation phase will probably last 8 to 12 weeks. And if it goes longer than that, it'll probably be 16 weeks, and then I'm pretty much done. And then after that, how do you maintain those results with the least amount of effort and energy possible? And then for those of you who might want to jump on a little bit later, you'll pay a little bit more for it, but that's okay. It's just month to month to month to month, right? So if you don't feel like you're getting the value out of what I'm doing, or for any reason, you just don't feel like it's worth it. That's why I make it month to month. You just cancel, and then you're done. Then there's no obligation after that, and that's it. But one thing's for sure, you'll be able to get a ton of really good usable content, whether you use it or not. So this is what I got. So the way to enroll, I think you can just click on that button. I'll take you right to where the website is. I'm going to share my screen now so you can see it. And the website it's right here on the Smoothie Shred website. You go to smoothieshred.com. Let me type it in for you so you can see it again. Smoothieshred.com, and you click on transform, and it takes you to my little sales page that I created about 15 minutes before I did this webinar, and just click buy now. And the way I have this set up is that since if you enroll now, you get it for $27, and it'll just continue to bill you $27. Your next bill will not be billed until March 1st. So that way you can get yourself in the program now, and we start on February 1st. And it's not like you have to do this and you have to start working out. It's my content delivery starts on February 1st. And my support for you and helping you doing this and what's relevant to how I'm doing this, that starts on February 1st. So therefore, your next billing doesn't happen until March 1st. Okay, and right now, because I don't have clear answers on some things that people are let me switch this back. I don't have clear answers on some things that people are asking me, like how many people are you going to limit this to? In my head right now, I'm thinking of like 200 keeps coming to mind. So I mean, I think to adequately do a good job of really supporting all of you, I think 200 is probably where I'll cap it out before I'll have to bring in some more external support. So my pre-launch special offer right now it's $27, and then when I sell this retail, it's going to be $47, which I think is, like, based on your feedback, is right there within the range that you're looking for. So the pre-launch is $27. When I launch it, I'm also, I mean, it just depends on what kind of response we get here. If we get all the 200 spots filled up, then dude, we're done. Nobody can get in $27 after that. But if I go and do a big marketing push after this, if I do this on Facebook and start doing more formal webinars like this and pushing people into it, then I'm going to be increasing the price very soon, probably in the next week or so, to $37. So if you think about it, just get yourself in right now, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So that's it. Okay, let's see. I'll go ahead and answer any more questions that you've got. Okay, how will you support us? Through the Facebook group, correct. Yeah, so I'm not going to do individual emails. That is too time consuming for me to be able to pull that off. And I need everybody to be able to benefit from all the answers I give anybody else. So we do have, just so you know, if you're interested, if you need that one-on-one support, we do have one-on-one coaching. It's not with me. It's with one of my trainers. She's an NPC champion, vegan, and we've got a full one-on-one coaching package for you if you need that one-on-one support. And she's also Smoothie Shredder. She's also been she's also been through our amazing fitness and health program, and that's how she actually trains her clients. She uses the same exact stuff that I teach to train her clients. So if you want to find out more about that, just message me and we'll get you the details for that. But we don't have a lot of spots for those, but we have plenty of spots for this at $27. Okay, Lauren asks, can we do this while also doing vegan tummy tightener? Yeah, absolutely. In fact, the tummy tightener is where I want to get my shape up to so I can start really rocking out the tummy tightener. The tummy tightener is the freaking end-all be-all fat loss program, and I'm going to add in any of my tweaks that I make in here that I think are relevant and that are helpful for the Vegan Tummy Tightener program. I'm going to go ahead and just plop that into the Vegan Tummy Tightener program. So if you're already a member of Vegan Tummy Tightener, then again, any really good fat loss content that looks good, that's well made, I will also include there. It doesn't mean you are getting everything that I'm doing for this program in Tummy Tightener. It's that anything that really isn't discussed or talked about or taught in Tummy Tightener, that's going to be moved in there. Okay, Ken asks, 2 handfuls of flax, is that about a cup? I don't know, man. I don't use those measuring cups. It's another dish that I have to clean, and I don't need it, frankly. This is it. This is my hand right here. Just pour it and dump it. That's all you got to do. Will you include modified versions of the workouts? Gloria, I will not, because I don't need to modify workouts for myself. However, if you say, okay, Thomas, I've got some problems with my legs. What would you do in place of boom, boom, boom? And I may be able to give you a response and give you some ideas. All right. All right, cool. Hey, Lauren, you just signed up. Awesome. This is going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is my first time doing something like this in a long time. Edwin, awesome. Looking forward to seeing you on there. Questions, guys, keep throwing them at me. We're talking about fat loss. Anything that you want to ask about fat loss, rapid fat loss. Anybody, oh, here's another benefit too. So you know the prices are going up. There's a pre-launch special. Anybody who gets in now at $27 a month, that's going to be your rate. So if I decided to keep this support going and transformation going, if you're really loving it, because this first month is more or less an experiment for me, and to see if I can really deliver at least $27 worth of value to you during that month. And if you if you decide to do it and you want to keep going, and then after I'm done, transform my body, and you want to just keep maintaining, no matter what I'm charging for it, I don't care if I'm charging $97, you will continue to just keep your subscription for $27. Okay, so if this turns into like $100 a month type of deal, and I'm adding more bells and whistles to it and all that stuff, your price will never ever go up as long as you're enrolled. Now, if you cancel it and then try to jump back in, sorry, I hope you understand, you're jumping back in at the same rate as everybody else. But if you stick with it, then you always get the $27. Okay, how do we get rid of stubborn apple belly fat? What is apple belly fat? How do you travel with your Vitamix? So here's the secret to that. I don't travel when I'm flying around. I don't travel with my Vitamix. I just eat fat loss meals, or I'll try to get my staff to go get a Vitamix and make smoothies. But that's not the case all the time. There's an offers below the video. Click. Oh yeah. Okay. So how do you get the offer? Oh yeah. You just go to. Let me go over here. You just go to smoothieshred.com, and right here says transform. Just click on that. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. I can't. Okay. Sorry. Right here it says transform. It's smoothieshred.com/transform, and I don't know if you can see this, but let me type it in. smoothieshred.com/transform. There you go. Okay, so Lauren, I'm going to answer your question about stubborn apple belly fat. I don't know if this answers it or not. Hopefully it does. Where you lose your body fat has already been genetically predetermined. So your genetics will tell you where you're going to lose body fat next and when, all that stuff. And well, not when. It's just like the order in which you start losing body fat is already genetically predetermined. The strategy we're going to use to lose body fat is going to take the fat off your body. So what I'm saying is, after you've lost enough fat, it eventually has to come off of your belly if you want it off your belly. Now, some people, they lose the fat. Their genetics allows them to lose fat first thing, like right from the belly, right away. It's just, it doesn't mess around, which is great for some people. Other people, it's the last place where they lose body fat. And so you just have to continue to lose body fat, and it will eventually come off your belly. Now, if you ask me a question like that in the group, I would answer also, I say, well, there's also ways to cheat the look of your belly. You want that more ripped and lean look in your stomach. As you're trying to lose body fat, we're also going to, and a lot of women are scared of this, but I'm going to recommend don't be, because it looks amazing when you do it right, is build up the muscle of the rectus abdominis and the obliques, because what that does is it actually pulls your skin tighter to the muscles, because as the muscles get to grow and get bigger and stronger, it actually pulls the muscles and pulls the skin in tighter, because you have more fat, more muscle taking up space in that area. So that looks pretty, it looks really good, right? It's something that it gives you the look that toned, defined look in your stomach. But I promise you, you keep dropping the body fat, it'll come off. I remember I was working, one of my peers when I worked at the Sports Club LA in Irvine, California, her name was Marcy Metcalf. And Marcy the first place she lost fat was her belly, but the last place she lost body fat were her legs. And she was getting ready for her first competition to go up on stage. And she had the most incredible, crazy six pack, but her legs, they didn't look toned. They were just kind of like, you know, soft. So she had to continue to do fat loss for like an extra 3 weeks. Even after her abs came in super tight, she had to do an extra 3 weeks of fat loss until finally that's when the definition on her legs showed up. And man, her legs were all thin, they were like skinny. She got to see all the definition, her quads, her hamstrings. Man, it looked amazing. But that's your genetics. You know, other people are built the other way around, where it's the last place is the belly and the first place is the legs. It doesn't matter. The strategy is exactly the same. On your muscle building days, though, you can focus on building more muscle in that area. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but because you're worried, like if you've got a big area that you want to lean down, it's scary to think that we're going to make that even bigger by increasing the muscle. But it's more or less it's an illusion. You increase the muscle, and therefore you're actually decreasing the body fat percentage in that area, right? So therefore it brings out more definition. It gives you the effect of being and looking leaner. All right, when I drink a 64-ounce smoothie every day, I can't seem to eat anything else. Will I be able to build muscle as well as achieve fat loss? Well, when I do the muscle building webinar tomorrow, I'll show you. I'm going to show you how to make muscle building smoothies. So we're going to continue to drink our green smoothies, but I'm also going to show you how to make muscle building smoothies, because I want muscle building to be just as easy and convenient as losing fat using smoothies. And I'll also go over the type of muscle building meals and things like that. But smoothies is going to be the way to do it, and you will definitely be able to eat enough. And you know what? Right now, Sheila, since that's your question, until you're going to notice that your hunger is going to go up a lot more as you start to work out to build muscle. Your stomach starts to adjust. How much water every day? Is it different? Russell, we're going to shoot to get about a gallon every single day. That is so true. I carry most of my weight in my butt and thighs. Once I started deadlifting and squatting, I finally got smaller there. Yep. Okay. So, okay, that was, yeah, awesome. KPO. I wish I knew your name, but yeah, I agree with you 100%. I carry almost all my weight in my butt and thighs. Oh, Catherine. Okay, cool. And once I started deadlifting and squatting, I finally got smaller in those areas. Do you have a program for reversing degenerative disease and not working out? I don't. You would want to message Brooke about that. I'm not too familiar with. Sorry. What's your stance on soy, Larry? You're one of my vegan muscle project people, dude. How do you not know what my stance on soy is? I eat tons of tofu, I eat tons of tempeh, and I eat tons of soybeans, and all they have done is created more muscle on my body and helped me lose a lot of body fat. But every single time, and I've tested this with large groups of people and my own body, every time I do refined soy in the form of soy protein isolate, like so soy protein powder, and also soy milk, I've actually gotten really bad results, and I've also gotten inflammation from those things. So soy is a broad term. It's important that you're very specific about what you're asking. So what is your stance on soybeans? Or what is your stance on tofu? What is your stance on tempeh? What's your stance on soy protein powder? What's your stance on soy protein isolate that's found in fake mock meats? Okay. Oh yeah, Sandra asked, are there any supplements? So the last time I did a big muscle transformation, the only criticism that I got, if you saw the time-lapse video from going day 1 to day 48, right? Most people were blown away by that because they've never even seen those type of results when people on meat eaters, much less a vegan. But I was also supplementing with creatine and L-glutamine. Now, I just want to let you know that, you know, when they compare my results to other people's, guess what? They're consuming the same L-glutamine and creatine. Now, creatine monohydrate is vegan. The manufacturing process is actually done from a certain type of salt, and it's all good, right? But I got a lot of criticism for that. So this time I'm actually not using any supplements except for protein powder, and that's it. And the protein powder I'm going to be using is it's food, basically, right? It's just food. There's nothing special in the protein powder. I'm going to be probably eating a scoop or two of that Orgain protein powder that you can get from Costco. That's it. There's no supplements. I'm not doing a multivitamin. I'm not doing creatine. I'm not doing L-glutamine. So 100% with full foods. Now, whether you decide to use the supplements or not, if you ask me questions about it, I'll be happy to tell you about my experience with it. And you can use them if you want. They just accelerate your results, but I'll do it without supplements. Will you put tomorrow's webinar be rebroadcast out? I'm not able to attend. Yeah, I think the replays are going to be available for about 48 hours or so. So just make sure you register for it. The only way to get the replay is to register for it. So I'll send that out via email after I'm done with this. Hey, can I get a question? Can I get some feedback from you right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, how helpful or informative was this webinar for you? The reason is I'm trying to come up with an evergreen webinar that somebody who's never met me before, has never been through the smoothie shred, can get a lot out of it. So just imagine if everything I just taught you was put in some nice slides with some graphics that explained what I was talking about. Because I'm assuming a lot of information you already have, because you've already been part of my smoothie shred challenge for a lot of you more than once. Edwin, the whole food protein powder, I just Orgain protein that you can get cheap at Costco. I use that. It's great. It's cheap. It works. Yeah, can we pay tomorrow? Yeah, you can. Can people with hypothyroidism eat this large amount? Yes, they absolutely can. Yeah, let me show you somebody with hypothyroidism that ate huge, that actually went on my fat loss program. Brooke's mom. Let's see if I have a picture of her. Yeah, here we go. This is Gina. Let me blow this up so you can see it. Hold on. Okay, there we go. And let me pull up. Okay, that's Gina. You're actually seeing Gina. So Gina, she was suffering from hypothyroidism, and she went, this is her at 56 years old. And from about the age of 45, she started kind of entering the menopause side of her life. And she was suffering from hypothyroidism, and she didn't know it at the time. And her weight just kept creeping up and up and up. And so she worked out for like a year, an hour and 50 minutes a day, and did a Nutrisystem diet, and only lost 3 pounds after a year. Did my program, did my workouts, did my nutrition, ate a crap ton of cruciferous vegetables, and dropped, again, remember, it was 3 pounds in a year. And she does my program, and 28 days later drops 12 pounds. And like, she went from a size 10 down to a junior 7. Now, here's what happened, right? So this is a hypothyroid woman, and this is her at about, let's see, from this point to this point, it was 42 days. So yeah, so this is her at the 28-day mark, and this is her at the 60-day mark, 60 days. And whoops. And then this is her, boom, a year later, continuing to put down, still hypothyroid, continuing to put down huge amounts of cruciferous vegetables, and doing the same workouts that I'm going to be doing for fat loss. Okay, so I think this gives a lot of hope for a lot of women, because I know a lot of you are, I think health-wise, were in worse shape than her, are probably younger than her, probably have a faster metabolism than her, and probably aren't clinically diagnosed with severe hypothyroidism. So again, so we kicked its butt. Now, we didn't fix the hypothyroidism. She still has to take her medication, because hypothyroidism, hers was coming from, I think, an actual deteriorating thyroid. So yeah, at that point you do absolutely have to supplement with the thyroid hormone. But she was doing it here. The exercise and the diet, if you know any of my content, all my diet focuses on raising metabolism. So we just raised her metabolism so high that she just kept getting leaner and more fit as she got older, starting at 56 years old. Pretty cool, huh? Let's close that down. All right, let's see. Let me go back and answer any more questions we have here. Oh, thanks for all the yeah, thanks for all the feedback, guys. I appreciate it. 10, okay, cool. That's always helpful. Had I not known anything you teach, this would have been great. Okay, cool. Great, thanks for that feedback. If I wasn't in the shred group already, I'd say add a little bit more information on why smoothies are so awesome. Okay, great, Laura. Definitely will do that. Particularly around the high fat. That's so funny you think that's high fat, but okay, fine. I think a lot of people probably will believe the same thing. You're right. It took me a while to wrap my head around until I watched something that we did. Okay, got it. Okay, good one. Thank you for that feedback. Perfect. Thank you. I'm excited for this program. If you're planning to put this into a more universal funnel format, check out Jeff Walker. No, I'm not going to read a book, Edwin. We can re-enter through a link, right? Go to smoothieshred.com, and then you'll see the transform button in the navigation. I want to show this to my parents as a thing. Okay, great. Will there be a replay link? Yes. All of you are going to get a replay link that's going to be good for about 48 hours. All right. So encouraging, not hyperthyroid, but so start with my weight. Yeah, the one way to look at it, so those of you who saw the pictures of Gina, Brooke's mom, is it's important that you kind of see that here's a person that's probably was in way off worse shape than you are right now. I mean, in terms of what they had going for them, age-wise, genetics-wise, disease-wise, and chances are, I know for a lot of you, a lot of women, this is pretty close to where you want to get to. So I'm glad this provides some help. Oh, let me tell you the story behind this. This was awesome. So what she's doing right there is she's lifting up her belly, because when Brooke was growing up, she always teased Brooke about getting a belly button ring, how it's just not classy and it's not nice, it's not ladylike, right? But secretly, she always wanted one herself, but she felt guilty about getting one, or she felt ashamed of getting one because she didn't think she had the body to be able to pull it off. Well, finally, she goes from a size 10 down to a junior 7, then down to a size freaking 4. And she's like, I want to get a belly button ring. So we drove her to the local belly button parlor in Huntington Beach, and there she is getting her belly button ring. How funny is that, right? Okay, cool. So Edwin says there's a science to high conversion. If you need it, maybe you've got it down. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how many people end up joining this. As an older woman, I appreciate the role model of Brooke's mom. Thanks. Please show more about her. Yeah. Oh, Lauren, it's so funny. Age is really not it's not the factor. And for my master's thesis, when I did the literature review on the impact of age and fitness results, they were looking at people, they followed people up to 97 years old and found there was no difference between a person at 40 years old and a person at 97 years old in their ability to lose body fat and build muscle. There's just none. The only reason it's harder for an older person to kind of snap back is because they've had far more consecutive years of eating like crap and eating in a way that wasn't supporting their metabolism. It just means that their metabolism is in the gutter because they've continued to push it in the gutter. But the cool thing is, once we change the ingredients of the food and the diet they're eating, we can rapidly ramp up the metabolism, just like you saw that we did with Gina at freaking 56 years old. Okay, cool. Hey, another reason too, I'm giving you this. So I'm going to tell you right now, this $27 I'm giving this to you guys. It is the reason I'm dropping the price. It's not because it's a grand opening special. I charge $300 just for a session one-on-one. Okay, and a minimum of about 6 months commitment. So all my one-on-one clients the few that I do take on, they're paying close to $6,000 to $10,000 to work with me for just a short period of time. The reason I'm doing it for $27 is because I am literally slapping all of the content and logistics together. Let me put it this way. The content you're going to get is going to be just everything I described, but like, you know, having the website in place and the Facebook group and all that stuff, I'm giving you that discount as a way of just saying thank you for being so forgiving, because it's not like a perfectly well-designed, laid out, pre-planned, thought out type of website. I'm not doing that. It wouldn't work if I did that. You wouldn't be able to get the type experience, the type of content I'm going to be giving you if I did it that way. Okay, so it's a cool little trade-off. You guys are being really cool by joining this and taking it the way it is. So therefore, you're getting $27. That's it. All right, excellent. Well, listen, I have time for like maybe one more question, and then we're going to go ahead and sign off. And I'll send the link via email for tomorrow's muscle building webinar. Ask you a question. Do you have any interest at all in learning what my strategy is going to be for maintaining? Once I get to the end result, let me show you what I'm going for, because I hit it every single time. And it's not hard once you've done it like 18 times, right? Okay, cool. Maybe some, no, yeah, not really ninja workouts. It's actually more just, you just reduce, it's pretty simple. You just reduce the amount of training that you do. But yeah, well, this is what we're going for right here. This picture, let me see if I can blow that up so you can see it a little more easily. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah. So right here is, this is Mark, that's not my body. So I'm going to use my body because I've done it. Let's go back over here. Okay, let's zoom that up to, yeah, 300%, perfect. And let's bring this down so you can see a little bit more. I had just gotten back from the Hamptons after filming the 2003 TRL, I'm dating myself, 2003 TRL's Hot Summer Survival Guide. I was chosen, the agency that did the casting for that show decided to put on a contest, and it was like the hottest body contest for the tri-state area. It just turned out to be just nothing more than a TV casting. Well, I made the cut, and I got on. It was one of the, I don't know, one of 3 or 4 guys that they got on the show, and that's the level of ripness that I'm going to get to during this transformation. And the cool thing is you don't have to look like that if you don't want to, but I'm going to show you how to get there if you want to get there. And what's cool is if you're not looking for that, well, then you're just going to end up stopping and maintaining somewhere between where you are right now and where this is. So that's easy. There's just, I mean, the strategy is the same. Because really it just boils down to, let's get there fast. Let's do it the fast and easy way, not the slow, arduous way. And then we'll go into maintaining that forever. Can I do more muscle building than cardio type workouts and just change my caloric intake for fat loss and muscle building days? All right, Russell, when it comes to calories, it's not something that we look at. We focus on nutrients and the makeup of the nutrients. So I guess what you're asking is, will your strategy work? If you did muscle, without looking at your workouts and without looking at exactly what you're eating, that would just be too hard for me to answer for you. So I've got two options for you related to what we're doing right now. One option is join the group and just copy exactly what I'm doing. The second option is if you want to do muscle building workouts, but then just choose a nutrition strategy that supports fat loss, we can help you do that, but it's probably going to have to be customized because there's no reliable canned way to do that. And so if you're interested in that, let me know, because I can hook you up with our coach. She's an NPC champion, so you're not going to get a higher caliber level of trainer than that. And she can work with you. And chances are you probably only need to work with her for a month, and you're going to have your whole plan set. It's going to be customized. It's going to be exactly what you're looking for, and you're going to get results. Just message me if you want to learn more about that. All right, cool. Hey, I love you guys. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your days to be on today. I'll send you 2 things. Number one, I'll send you the replay for this. and I'll send you the sign up registration page for tomorrow's webinar on muscle building. And if you register for it, even if you can't make it, no problem. I'll send you the replay of that afterwards. Anybody who was not able to watch this because you didn't have a computer, you only had a mobile device, the replays, I believe, are 100% playable on mobile devices. So that should work 100%. And also, thanks a lot for your feedback. That means a lot to me. And thanks for also forgiving me for my microphone not working. That part is probably the most discouraging out of it all, because I had another computer set up and I did a test webinar and everything, and the sound was coming through. That bugs me. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna figure out a way to get that microphone working tomorrow. Oh, Larry, you're actually watching this on your phone, dude. That's cool. That's really cool. I didn't know that. Right on. All right, fantastic. So website, you want to get yourself signed up? Go to smoothieshred.com, and then you'll see the transform button. And I know I'm gonna close that $27 special. I know it's going to happen soon, but I don't know how soon. It's really going to depend on how I guess how many folks get enrolled and whether I need to do another big push to do Facebook ads. And the reason is, look, if 50 people sign up for this, it's just not enough people to make this work, and I'm going to just give everybody back a refund, right? But if we only do get a few people like that, then I may just end up doing a big giant marketing push to get those few hundred spots filled, and then we'll be able to rock this out. Because I think so many of you will just get so much out of it, looking over my shoulder and literally watching what I'm doing and having the ability to ask me about it in a way that helps you figure out how to do it yourself, right? I think you get so much out of that. And at that price point, I've just never offered anything like it before, especially at that price. But the only way that can work is with the numbers. So hopefully, I thank you so much for understanding. I think that's it. I love you guys, and I hope to see as many of you as possible tomorrow.